Hello, I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program. And one of the most famous all-time Rolls Royces of all time is the John Lennon Rolls Royce Phantom 5. And this was a very interesting car in the sense that it was owned by Lennon, and he then decided to change the color scheme of the car. Let's just say that, and it's quite amazing how it was done there. And this was a very expensive car. This was a Phantom, not the normal cars at the time. The standard 1965 would have been a cloud, a silver cloud, which then became in 1966 the Shadow. But the Phantom was always the hideously expensive car. And this was it was a limousine-bodied car. It was a 1965 Rolls-Royce Phantom 5 touring limousine. And very much a car to have with a driver. And it's reported that in the 1960s, the car was attacked in London by a woman with an umbrella who shouted, "You swine, how dare you do this to a Rolls Royce?" And it's a very interesting car, and we've got some really great shots of it. But the car itself, it's a 1965 car. John Lennon commissioned the paint job for the car in 1967. The Beatles used the car frequently from 66 to 69. And it's a car that went over. News reports indicate that Lennon and Yoko didn't ship the car to the United States until 1970. But there's a bit of conflicting reports on that there. Anyhow, seldom used after its heyday, the car was loaned out to the likes of the Rolling Stones, Moody Blues and Bob Dylan. In 1977, Lennon agreed to donate the car to what is now the Cooper Hewitt National Design Museum in New York for a $225,000 tax credit. In 1985, the museum auctioned off the car through Sotheby's, expected to go for $200,000 to $300,000. The Phantom 5 brought a stunning $2.3 million from Jim Patterson for exhibition in his Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. In 1987, Patterson presented the Rolls-Royce as a gift to the Canadian province of British Columbia, where it has been displayed in various museums and exhibitions. Since 1993, its main home has been the Royal British Columbia Museum in Victoria. And it's just such an interesting car. And manufactured in 1965 at Crewe, that's Rolls-Royce's plant. It was fitted with a limousine body finished in matte black. It measured 19 feet long and weighed 3 tons. John Lennon purchased it when he was just 24. Now, this is interesting because he got his first car in 1965, which was the Ferrari 330 GT. That was his first car. So this was more of a limousine type purchase. Over the years, Lennon had several modifications made to the Rolls-Royce Phantom. The rear seats were converted into a double bed. A television, refrigerator, phone and sound system were added. Growing tired of the Rolls' all-too-classic paint job, John Lennon sought to update its appearance, looking to the more daring and even psychedelic stylistic influences. And this was shortly after the Beatles had the Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band album. Anyhow, artist Steve Weaver was commissioned to complete the work based on a gypsy wagon painted in flowery style. The roof of the car was painted with Lennon's zodiac sign for Libra. Same as Archie, fuckers! The newly painted Rolls was delivered in May 1967, but the car's radical transformation did not meet with of course, approval from the public. And it's an interesting car. It was on loan to the rich and famous. In 1970, John Lennon and Yoko shipped the Rolls to the United States, where it was rented out to such artists as the Rolling Stones, the Moody Blues, and Bob Dylan. Lennon and Yoko Ono tried to sell it, but no buyer was found. As a result, the car was put into storage in New York, and in 1977, as we mentioned, it was donated for a tax credit. And it's very, very interesting. And I don't know what to say. It's an icon. It's a 20th century icon, and it's a lovely thing. It's a lovely Rolls Royce. But yes, very, very famous Rolls Royce indeed. The John Lennon Rolls Royce. So there we have it there. That's very exquisite. I'm Archie Luxury. Tell me what you think of the John Lennon Rolls Royce Phantom 5.